Welcome back to the 5-7 podcast. I'm your host, Mike Preep, and today I am going to be talking about school teachers. There's a few things going on with that I want to talk about. And my tech tip for today is about routine PC maintenance. There are 2 apps that I used, and I'm going to talk about them. So first off, I want to talk about 3 different incidents that have happened in the past month. One is a teacher in Euclid High School in Cleveland. A woman was attacked trying to break up a fight. In another instance was in Douglas High School in Atlanta, where another teacher, this one was a male, trying to break up a fight. And in Paloma Valley High School in Menifee, California, was another instance of a teacher trying to break up a fight and getting attacked by other students. Now, it seems that teachers are being disrespected more so nowadays than I would say maybe in history. The problem is that I don't think kids generally understand what maybe like the order of society is. That it seems like nowadays kids are more inclined to disrespectful police officers. It seems that kids are more inclined to disrespect teachers. And I think that's uncalled for. A lot of teachers, depending on where you live and what areas and what cities that you live in, they get paid at different rates. Some get paid pretty well, and others get paid not so much. In Chicago right now, the Chicago Teachers Union is striking against Chicago Public Schools because the teachers want better working conditions. Now, using this as an example, it's pretty disconcerting when in Chicago, which is the 3rd largest metropolitan area in the United States, I believe that there's 9 million people in the Chicagoland area, that teachers are underpaid. Now, some of the things that they're asking for are more teachers, more staff. In some instances, some schools don't have a librarian. In other instances, they have a school nurse once a week. Now, I think that's absolutely uncalled for, especially in a city like Chicago, considering how much tax revenue it generates. But it's been historically mismanaged by the administrative staff that manages Chicago. So they're striking right now, and you kind of have to feel for them because, yeah, there shouldn't be 35 kids, 40 kids in a classroom. That's absolutely nuts. I don't know how you could ask teachers to effectively teach kids when there are that many kids in a classroom. I think that nowadays that teachers, I don't think that they even know where to stand. Back in the day, when I was in high school, if you got in trouble, you can get taken down to the principal's office and paddled. Nowadays, you practically can't even reprimand kids. So the times have changed and things are different. But if you're interested, look into what is going on in Chicago. It's absolutely unbelievable. One of the things that I don't understand is that there are political parties, and they each have a different aspect on education, and you have one that is asking for change. They want to have change with how police are treating individuals. These individuals are, and in some cases rightfully so, the police are completely out of hand. But on the other hand, as a society, that we could be doing better. And I think that starts with kids, and they're taught that stuff in school, and they need to be in an environment where they can thrive, where they can have an opportunity to truly learn and help them be the best people that they could be. For example, instead of it seems that a lot of emphasis is put on school sports. And, I get it. On one hand, when kids play sports, they're not on the streets, and, they're more inclined to be into something more than getting into what's going on the streets. And, that's a huge plus. But on the other hand of that, it's like the only thing that they want to do. So say that you have a kid who's playing football, or you have kids that they want to be a rock star, or they want to be a rap star, or they want to be, they want to play in the NBA or the NFL. Only the truly remarkable people make it to these leagues, and these kids need to be taught that, if you don't make it to this, you have to have a plan B. And in that plan B, you need to find something that you're interested in. What do you like to do? And helping these kids find these interests so that maybe they find something more rewarding when they're like, maybe I don't want to play football anymore. Maybe I want to work with my hands. Maybe I want to build robots because I think that that's really cool and I'm really good at coding, but they won't find these things unless they're pushed in the right direction. And in doing this and helping these kids, they'll be more inclined to be better citizens on the street than maybe being so entitled. So just a few things that are going on. If you are listening to this and you have kids, more than likely, you are the type of person that respects, the laws of the land authority, and that understand where school fits in and where respect comes for teachers. And if we can reiterate that to our kids, to respect the teachers and not fight the teachers, which is absolutely unbelievable. I will leave the links for all 3 articles about the teacher in Euclid, the one in Douglas High School in Atlanta, and in Paloma Valley in Menifee, California, in the link down below so that you could see the videos of what happened. But it was it's really uncalled for. Kids shouldn't be fighting teachers. And I'll also leave an article for the Chicago teacher strikes. So if you want to read up on it a little bit, you can. They're looking to come to a agreement pretty soon. I believe the kids have missed school for 5 days. So, something to think about. Moving on to my tech tip. There are 2 apps that I use. I use CCleaner for Windows, and I use Clean My Mac X for my Mac. Now, back in the day, when I started using these utilities, CCleaner didn't have a Mac utility, so I had to find something else. Now it does. So if you would like to try them out, I would highly recommend it. CCleaner does a really great job of removing a lot of cached files and files that accumulate over time in Google, if you use Google Chrome or your web browsers, to free up some space on your hard drive and to keep it running more smoothly and optimized. The Clean My Mac does a great job because, when I started using it, there wasn't much for Macs. So I tried this and it worked absolutely fantastic. It was Clean My Mac originally. It's Clean My Mac X now. And it works really, really well. After you upgrade to a new OS on it, you run that and it'll clear up a few gigs worth of files that would be sitting there otherwise if you weren't using it. So yeah, they both work very well, and they both have a Windows and a Mac app now. So for regular routine PC maintenance, I endorse. They did not sponsor this video. This is just what I use personally. I've been using CCleaner for about maybe about 10 years now, and I've been using Clean My Mac X for probably about 7 or 8 years, and they work great. I have not tried the either for, like I said, I use CCleaner for Windows. I have not tried the Mac version yet, and for Clean My Mac X, I have not tried the Windows version of that. But the CCleaner for Windows works great, and the CCleaner for Mac works great. So if you're a little confused, try them both. They work fantastic. So give it a shot. So that's all that I got for you today, guys. I really appreciate the support. Thank you for your messages that you send me on social media. Thank you for the emails that you send me over my email. And if you have any questions, or if you want me to elaborate on something, if I've talked about something and you want me to hit more on it, send me an email or shoot me a message on social media at 57 Podcast, and let me know what you want to hear. let me know what you want more of. Let me know what you want less of. And if you're listening to the tech tips and you need a specific type of tip, or you're looking for information on something specific, be sure to let me know. And that's all that I got for you today, guys. This is Pri, out.